Us was I think it's the worst Christmas I ever spent. It so let me start. Thanks, son. Let me start with the beginning. Santa. Thanks, Nadia. Santa Claus. So this is how it all started. 3 weeks ago, I guess. Yeah, 3 weeks ago. My daughter had yeah, she was vomiting. She had diarrhea, and for us, it was straight. We thought, ooh, she's having a gastro, and since her cousin had gastro as well, we said to ourselves, yeah, this is this is yeah this is a gastro. So we took her to the hospital as always. We took her to her the hospital where she was born. That we live not far from it, and it's a great hospital. And we told them she has this, blah 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 blah, and yeah, they check her out. They gave her something to stop vomiting. She actually stopped vomiting. They gave her the things you give for this, and yeah, she stopped having diarrhea. She stopped vomiting, but she had red eyes. But hey, it all went fine. She was supposed to do some analysis, an analysis, because she's growing super fast, and we just wanted to make sure that there's no hormonal. 'Cause she's super tall for 3 years old. She's already a meter and 7. So we were just like making sure that she's growing normal, etc. So I was supposed to go back like a few days later to do a test, and so all these days, and even when she went back to school after not having fever anymore and being okay, she still had a little. She was like a little warm in the morning, and we just gave her a little bit of paracetamol, and but her eyes were red, and I was like, oh, maybe it's because of the gastro, but I mean, I never. It was strange for me, but so I took her back to the hospital to do the blood sample, and but that was unrelated to this. It was really for that, right? And now I told them, yeah, her eyes are red, but I don't know, and nobody said something. So okay, cool. We came back home. She went to school until Saturday, and until Friday, sorry. And then Friday night, she started having fever again, but like 38, 39. And so we were preoccupied. So we kept giving her, the medicine. And the next day, I just took her to the hospital again, and I explained to the people. So she had a gastro last week, and now she's had fever again. She stopped having fever maybe for 2-3 days. She went to school, and this weekend it's the same thing. That was Sunday. I think it was the 19th, and so the doctor just checked her out. She said, he said, he asked what I was giving her. I said I was giving Benuron, which is a paracetamol, and they told me to add some ibuprofen. So every 4 hours, Iburon, every 4 hours, Brufen, which is a kids ibuprofen. So I did that, and it stabilized the fever, but every time after 4 hours, she would have fever again. So I would just like, I stopped monitoring her, and we start really being worried. And we kept giving her this for a whole week. And they told me, and he checked for some details. He checked for skin, he checked for some extremities, and it was like, this is strange. But he just told me that if in 4 days she still have fever, you have to bring her back. So I was like, okay. So we arrived to, so we had, we were supposed to go to Kinshasa. I was supposed to go to Kinshasa with her to spend the New Year's with my parents. And my wife and my sister-in-law were supposed to go to Guinea-Bissau for a charity event. And now I'm it's like we're on the 24th. She's still having fever. It's not looking great. We have a flight in 2 days on the 26th. Like me and my daughter, we were leaving at 11 a.m. and my wife was leaving at 7 p.m. I think to Bissau. But I'm like, listen, like, she's been having fever for a long time now, like, and it's not normal. And maybe it's the gastro that is not gone, and she still has red eyes. It's not normal. And I'm reading about the Kawasaki Syndrome, and I'm like, okay, red eyes, yeah, bellyache, yeah, ganglions. I'm like, okay, this is not looking good. But on the 24th, she was a little better actually. She woke up better. She still had red eyes. She's a little tired, and we all went to do the COVID test. So me, Ashia, my wife, and her sister, and we all did the test. And after that, my daughter cried because of the test. So me and her went. We had an ice cream. Everything was fine. We walked back home. She was nice. On that night, then she did like a 39 fever, and now we were really worried. We were worried because even when we had, thanks, brother. Even when we had the gift opening, we were opening gifts. She was not even animated. Like, she was like, oh yeah, she was not a normal kid getting new. Since she got a lot of toys, like she got presents from her grandma, from me, from her mom, from her uncles, but she was just like, and you could feel that she was not feeling well. And her grandma was like, you have to take her to the hospital. And I was like, yeah, I have to take her to the hospital. Tomorrow I'm taking her to the hospital. So the next day, I let her sleep. She actually slept almost all day and afternoon. It was raining. Then when the rain stopped, on Christmas Day on the 25th, I went and I read a lot about the Kawasaki Syndrome, because I was like, I hope that's not what she's having, because these attacks the blood vessels, and it and why would she have this? Like, it's very rare, and only like 8 kids out of 100,000 have it. Not mine. But I read everything about it, and I was like, okay, she doesn't have anything on her skin. She doesn't have some of those things. So now it must be something else. But took her to the hospital, and so she was exhausted already. Then it was a whole drama to put the needle. I think they put the needle here or here. So it was a whole drama to plant the needle and the catheter to get the blood sample. So that was a nightmare. Then she cried a lot, and she was already like so tired at that point that it was hard to watch that. But you have to like hold her and etc. So they took the sample and they said, okay, we're gonna, after we do the test, we'll let you know. Where was her mom? I think her mom was at her mom's, and she was, yeah, her mom was getting everything ready, like, because we were traveling, we were all traveling the next day. So we waited. We waited. So that was that way. Let me show you. We waited a good. So look, this is her, like, opening her on Christmas Day. If you look, like, this is how she was. If you look at her face, like, she was not even. You see what I mean? She was, yeah, she was, oh, nice. And, like, I never saw her like that. So then we spent the whole, this is how we spent the whole next day, waiting for results. And at a point, yeah, the doctor came back with the results, and they told me, oh, she has Kawasaki Syndrome, but she has a incomplete Kawasaki Syndrome. The world just fell under my feet. I was like, what else is, like, 2020? Come on, like, not this. Like, I really felt like powerless. And the doctor said, and we are keeping her. Like, she has to be in intensive care, like, right away. So you have to go sign all the details, whatever. And you have to decide who stays with her, the mom or dad. So I'm calling her mom. Her mom comes. Doctor explained what's going on, and that they have to, yeah, she has to be interned. We have to cancel everything, flights, and of course, her mom starts crying. So, have to be strong for everybody. We're here. Her mom goes back home to get to make a bag with all her stuff. In the meanwhile, get a urine sample so that they can have all the details. And now we are waiting for cardiologist or cardiolog to come and do a heart ecography. Because, so for those who don't know what is the Kawasaki syndrome, let me read to you what they say about it. It's a rare but serious illness. It's also called mucocutaneous lymph node syndrome. It's an illness that causes inflammation in the arteries, veins, and capillaries. It also affects your lymph nodes and causes symptoms in your nose, mouth, throat, and is the common cause of death. It's the common cause of heart disease in children. It affects more than 4,000 children in the U.S. In most cases, children will recover within a few days of treatment without any serious problems. Recurrences are unknown. If left untreated, Kawasaki disease can lead to serious heart disease. So what are the symptoms of the Kawasaki disease? It occurs in stages with telltale symptoms and signs. The condition tends to appear during late winter and spring. In some Asian countries, cause of KD peak during the middle of the summer. Early stages in the symptoms which can last up to 2 weeks is high fever that persists for more than 5 days, rash on the torso and groin, bloodshot eyes, bright red swollen lips. Yeah, she had that. Strawberry tongue. She had that with a red spot. Swollen lymph nodes, swollen hand and feet. She didn't have that. Red palms and sole in the feet. She didn't have that. and she didn't have like, and then after that, abdominal pain, vomiting, diarrhea, and enlarged gallbladder, and temporary hearing loss. This is why we thought it was a gastro in the beginning, maybe. I don't know. Or maybe it started with the gastro and then it went to something else. I don't know. What causes the Kawasaki disease? The exact cause of Kawasaki disease is still unknown. Researchers speculate that a mixture of genetics and environmental factors can cause it. This may be due to the fact that it occurs during specific seasons and tend to affect children of Asian descent. So, I mean, I think my wife has Asian blood. Her mother is Russian. Her father is from Guinea-Bissau. Well, she's Belarusian, and I know they have Asian blood in the line. There's some, I think from the father there's some Asian blood in there. But damn. Kawasaki disease is most common in children, particularly those of Asian descent. About 75% of KDKs are children under the age of 5. Researchers don't believe that you can inherit the disease, but the risk factor tend to increase within families. Siblings of someone who has it are 10 times more likely to have it. Damn it. So, and how do you treat it? You have to have a gamma globulin, which is a perfusion that they give you for almost 24 hours of immune defense globulin, gamma globulin. And so the complication that are brought by these disease are myocarditis, inflammation of the heart muscle, abnormal heart rhythm, and weakening of the artery wall. So when the doctor arrived to do the echography, the cardiologist, he came. So we did an echography, and they start seeing that she already had like inflammation in the heart, and she really had some not permanent damage to the heart, but they were already spotting stuff. So they was like, yeah, okay, you have to put her like straight away to treatment, and that's it. So my wife came back at that point. We came back. We waited for all the document to be done, and then it was time to say goodbye. Like, and this is crazy because it's Christmas Day, and now you have your wife and kid taken away, and you don't know when you're gonna see them. So last kisses, last hugs, and then because of the COVID, you cannot see them anymore. Like, you cannot enter the hospital unless you are the patient, and once you enter, you don't go out either. So my wife and my kid just got to that door, and that's it. So soon as I left the hospital, the hospital is in scooter. It's in electric scooter is, I would say, 12 minutes from here. It's not far. It's like 5 kilometers from my house, which is great. So that's why I was always visiting. But I just decided to walk home because I was just not understanding what's going on. Soon as I put one foot out of the hospital, I start crying. I was just like crying like a baby the whole way. Like, just walking normally, but I was like, because yeah, starting now, anything can happen, and yeah, it's you're not in control anymore, and you're just there alone to live it, and yeah, call my mom in Congo. She was all up in arms. Call her mom, and like, but there's nothing you can do anymore. And then I arrived home, cried some more. I was in despair. I yeah, like, but then you had to organize everything. My wife had to call the organization that was making her come in Guinea to tell them that she could not travel the next day, and I had to find a way myself to either lose the ticket or change it. So I'm here calling Turkish Airlines because the first flight was to Istanbul and then the second flight was to Kinshasa, telling them that I need to change everything. They tell me that I have to send an email. Last time I had the same when my son had COVID and I had to change his ticket. I sent an email to TAP 4 times. They never replied to me until now. I lost the ticket and the money. I'm not done with them, but I didn't have time to do anything about that. So I was like, I ended up just going to the website. The person canceled my check-in, so I could go to the website and see how much it would cost to push the ticket for a whole month to the month of February, and it cost me $5. So I just paid and changed my ticket. So that was great. That was done. Didn't lose any money. The organization in Guinea-Bissau told my wife that it was not a problem, that they completely understand. And yeah, it's a force majeure case. So they told her that not to worry, take care of your kid. And so, and then it became, so I'm going to tell you one thing. Back in the days, it was, it was a nightmare. When somebody from your family goes to the hospital, you just don't see them anymore, and you just receive news from the hospital when you call. Nowadays, hospitals, especially this one, has full Wi-Fi, and thank God for FaceTime, Skype, and WhatsApp video calling, because we had we just spent the next 5 days just on video call. So the whole time I was there, but I was far, and I was just, in the morning I would go and just, be at the window and show her that I was there. And the rest of the time I was on video. I was on video all the time. We would just, even when we were not talking, the video was all the time there, just so that the miss was not, it was felt physically, but at the same time, that you're not far, and then it's just worrying. And the most worrying times were maybe the first 2 days, I guess, because it's a rare disease, and I really asked myself at that moment, like, did we spot it on time? Is it too late? Is she gonna have like irreversible heart problems? Like, what's gonna happen? And so the first night she got on intravenous, and so she slept like this. So it was it was hard to watch. Like, that's how she slept the first night. So she was plugged in with all these machines, and but then it was just video calling me, my mom, my sister-in-law, every day. And then every morning, it was me coming down there like this. Oops, I cannot play the video. Wait, oh shit. Yeah, I was. If you saw my story, I was coming every morning to, you know, to come and say hi, make butterflies with my hands. Her brother called in also, you know. Every day we were just cheering her up because it's not just about us. It's the idea that, you know, your family is far away from you, and but she's a little kid, and she doesn't know why she's there, you know, and why every day she sees a nurse, they have to hurt her, or she has to eat stuff that she hates, you know. So those were really like the hardest moment. But, you know, Uncle Buddy was here to cheer up. But like we just spent hours and hours of video calling, and me coming there every time I could, you know. And so the first after 2 days of treatment, they stabilized it. They made sure that now they said that she had to stop having fever, and she had to take aspirin like twice a day, just to prevent blood clots. And she took, I think, 3 full bottles of gamma globulin, so they really like gave her immunitary defenses. And then I think the third day she was fine. She was really great. She did 3 echographies, so 2 more. On the second one, they said that all the dilatation that they saw in her heart was starting to be better, and there was nothing that was permanently damaging to her, so she wouldn't have any sequels for now. But she has to be followed for some more time. Then at a point, yesterday she did another echography, and they actually said that she was much better, and that if she didn't have fever for another 24 hours, they might let her go on Wednesday. So, and we could spend the New Year together. And yeah, at that point, I was much better. I received so many messages on Instagram from you guys here on YouTube, on my phone. Like I received so much positive energy, and I think she also received so much positive energy. We really felt uplifted by the prayers, the positive energy, the messages from everybody coming from all around the world. It was just it was just beautiful. So at that time, I could actually start working. I could start actually working on music. Actually helped me because I have a special mind. My mind never stops working, never stops thinking, never stops, and I just, at a point, I just decided to work. I recorded 7 songs in 2 days. When I was not on the phone with her, I was just recording, taking some tea and milk, recording some more, and like having a lot of fun, having a lot of conversation with my friends when I was not conversing with my wife and my kid. And she was really nice. The last day she got she was, they put her out of intensive care, so that was yesterday. they put her out of intensive care, and they put her in in a normal room that looks like the room where she was when she was born. So even for my wife, she was the poor one. She was like, she slept on a chair like for 4 days. So the fifth day she had a bed for her. She was like, she had a bed, she had a TV, she had like, it's a nice hospital. It's a private hospital. One of the greatest here in Portugal. So they put her in a, yeah, she had a bed. She was completely unconnected from all the things. And I was still passing by at night, but now she could see the train. She loved seeing the train that passed behind the hospital. And I was always there. Like I spent, like I come in the morning, I bring stuff. I take out the security, bring me the dirty laundry. I bring some new stuff that they need, or her favorite cookies, whatever they need. I was there. And I would also come at night before the curfew to just say good night and then go back home. And then they told us that maybe they would let her go. Maybe they would let her go today if she didn't have fever for 24 hours. So yesterday I was just like waiting until they call me in the morning telling me that, yo, she can go home. Only, listen, parents understand these things, and I guess we also respect our parents a lot more because they probably went through all these things. And then this morning, this is where we were. Like,
vai, papi, meu amor, vai. Então vai, Sam. Hello.
yeah, so that was today. That they were released, and now they're home, back home. It's still not over, you know. We still have to give her aspirin every morning at 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. I don't remember. She still has to come back on the 8th to the cardiolog to make sure that everything is fine. We still have to check her fever, and she might have to go. She might have to go again, do more treatment in case she has fever or she has too much fever. Like, we have to not hesitate and just bring her back to the hospital. And the only thing is that she would have to go through the whole thing again, which would be a nightmare. But hey, if we can prevent problems for the future, sometimes you have to do what you have to do. But she's gonna have another echography on the 8th, and they will see, you know, how is the heart, how's everything, take some more blood tests, make sure that, you know, she's controlled, and then they will tell us after a week if we have to continue giving her aspirin, or if it's fine now. But yeah, we feel blessed that we didn't travel, like, because I could have just, you know, just taken her to Congo and be like, let me go see my family, I don't care, you know, you see what I mean? And just, she would be running in the garden and just fall or something, like. And I know that in Congo it's a disease that is treated, but you know, you never know. So I guess everything went the way it was supposed to go. We were supposed to travel. We could have just said, we want to travel. It's okay, she's gonna be fine. Let me give her some Clamoxil, and let me give her some whatever. I'm really happy that when my mom says something, and when her mom says something as well, you kind of be like, let's listen to our moms. They have more experience than us. And her mom was like, tomorrow you have to get her completely tested. And my mom also said, I don't know if it's a good idea to travel. So, was like, and yeah, things happened the way they were supposed to happen. We lost all the travel plans, but do we really care? Like, not only it didn't cost us any money. We can travel next month or in 2 months, whatever, until this is completely behind us. And even if I lost the tickets, like, do I really care compared to this? And yeah, listen, it was an emotional roller coaster, and so I didn't post nothing on Instagram, just my stories. I could not last Sunday. I could not be on live. That's why I just put a mix. I dedicated her a little mix. I could not like come on live and cry in front of you guys. Even if, hey, this is what friends are for, I guess. And I just takes me to what a year. Like, I still can't. It's strange that in a way, the last 2 days I recorded a lot of music because I had the house for myself, and I tend to be more inspired. When my house is clean. Not clean in terms of dirt, but clean in terms of my vision field is not cluttered with, kids putting stuff everywhere, women throwing their clothes everywhere and their shoes everywhere, like all these things. Normally, when I see all these things, I get anxious, and it kind of prevent me from being creative. It's a genius thing. Those last 2 days I just recorded like crazy. I really had a lot of inspiration because I was just alone in the house and etc. And then and today, like, I'm so happy that there's mess in the house. I love this mess, like, the kids' mess. And interestingly, today she discovered all her Christmas presents because everything was in her room. And then when she arrived home, she was like, wow, oh, look at this. Oh my God. Oh. And it feels like on Christmas Day, she didn't even realize like she was not even there. And when you relive those moments, you realize like, oh my God, like, and I just, even if it doesn't change anything today, I just wish I asked to just test her like on the second day I went to the hospital instead of the third. And you have this thing where you like, I wish I should have done like, if it doesn't change anything, it's, but yeah, today, just before starting the live, I was watching both of them in bed, and I was like, wow, they're here. I just need to explain how I felt, but it was just like, wow, they're here. Like, my wife has discovered Grey's Anatomy, so she's at season 4 now. She wants to watch the whole thing. She's been watching these for like 3 weeks. She's just obsessed with it. So she was there watching Grey's Anatomy. I was like, you think I should do a live? And she was like, yeah, go ahead, like, do your thing. I was like, and I kept checking for a temperature of Ashia, and she's fine. She's still, warmish, but like the doctor said, it's not finished yet. she still has to, take the aspirin, and we'll see. But she's out of harm, which is why they let her go. So at least we can, because I was already getting ready to spend New Year's Eve in front of the hospital. Yeah, was already to just be there at 11:50 with some balloons and yeah, be in the street in front of the hospital and just be there waving my balloons and say Happy New Year. And yeah, listen, lucky. I mean, we're gonna spend the New Year's at home, and I'm feeling really blessed because this year has taken so much from so many people. I got so many friends that lost their parents, and so many people that lost their jobs, the ways that they live, like so many things that happen. And I'm just blessed and happy that I can spend the New Year's Eve and enter 2021 with my family. And trust me, I am not going outside until I'm done with this year, because this is a dangerous year.